an okapi. The okapi is that animal right there with the striped lower legs. Just make sure you're main seated, buddy. Thank you. The okapi has the striped legs and a darker upper body. The okapi is sometimes thought to be a relative of a zebra because of those legs. In fact, the okapi is the only living relative of a giraffe. So looks can be deceiving sometimes. So across the watering hole to our left, we might be able to spot some of the black rhinos. So unfortunately, it's sometimes hard to spot them because their natural habitat getting destroyed. And because of poachers poaching those black rhinos for their beautiful horn, they are near extinction. There's only about 5,000 black rhinos left in the world. Looks like the one standing over here, right to our left, looks like it was just rolling around in mud. So those black rhinos are pretty large. They're about 3,000 pounds. Wow. Keep that close, man. So we do have a couple animals up here. So right on the right, the lighter color animal is a greater kudu. Those greater kudu, those are actually the female greater kudu. The males do have a large spiraling 24 to 36 inch horn. So those are the females. Females don't have any horns at all. And then up here on the left, we're going to have some bright, beautiful brown animals. Those are called bongos. Those beautiful brown bongos are also known as the ghost of the forest, because they're rarely ever seen out in the open. So it is a special treat to get to see them. There are a lot more over there on the left. Both the males and females have horns, so it is sometimes hard to spot the difference. Those males do have the larger horns. The horns are a lot thicker and longer. So we're going to head up the road out of the Little Itiri Forest. We're going to head up into the Salphi River. If you guys look up at your spotting guides, can anyone here tell me what you might see in the Salphi River? Nile crocodiles, yes. How about something a little bigger? How about some of those Nile hippopotamus? Does everyone want to see some hippos? Yes. A lot of the birds do hang out with the crocodiles and the hippos. Yep, right at the base of those two tree branches sticking out of the water is a hippo. Hippos are pretty large. They're about 5,500 pounds. And they do spend the majority of their day in the water. Hippos do. Over here on the left are some more of the hippos. Hippos can hold their breath for about 8 minutes at a time. And does anyone here know what a group of hippos is called? A group of hippos is called a bloat. So that's a bloat of hippos. The big white birds right there in the middle, those are the pink-backed pelicans. Pink-backed pelicans get their name from the color of their feathers during mating season. And surprisingly, those pink-backed pelicans are the smallest of the pelican species. Now, once we go over the bridge, look to the left and the right, you'll be able to see those Nile crocodiles. Those Nile crocodiles are pretty large. They're about 15 foot long and 500 pounds. So crocodiles can't sweat. So when they get really hot, they will lay there with their mouths open. That does let all the hot air out. Helps them cool down. So I didn't realize the other day why crocodiles are so angry. Crocodiles only eat once a month. So they have one large meal roughly every 30 days or so. So we're going to head on down into the savannah. If you look right over on the right, that tree right there is called a baobab tree. The baobab tree is found all through the savannah. The baobab tree's nickname is the upside down tree. We can all see why. It looks like those branches are the roots growing out of the ground. That's because the tree goes leafless for 9 months. It doesn't rain that much here in the savannah, as you can see. That was a joke. But it really doesn't rain that much in the savannah over in Africa, so all the animals and plants do need all the help they can get. I said that joke yesterday while it was raining and the rain was coming in at the side and everyone was yelling because they were getting soaked. I was like, well, it doesn't rain that much here in the savannah. That's why the tree goes leafless for 9 months. And they all just looked at me. They didn't say one word, they just all stared at me. So the trip normally takes about 20 to 22 minutes. We made it through yesterday in 16 minutes because everyone was yelling at me to go faster. Yesterday, were you guys at the park yesterday evening? No one was? Yesterday evening was spectacular.
Yeah.
It rained a lot.
Yeah. It rained in our hotel room.
So right over here on the left are going to be some of the wild African dogs. Looks like they're taking a nap right now. Wild African dogs, they do run in small packs. Their packs are normally about 5 to 15 adults per pack. And what's pretty cool is they're not related to the domestic dog at home. And they don't bark like our dogs at home. They make a real high-pitched chirping sound to communicate. The Harambe Wildlife Reserve's official emblem of the reserve is the sable antelope. Those are the sable antelope right over on the left. Those are the ones with the curved back horns. They do use the curved back horns to defend themselves. So when something jumps on their back, they can use the horns to get them off. And all through the savannah, you're going to see these reddish brown tube structures. The one here on the right and the big one here on the left. Does anyone know what those are? No, they're not anthills, they're termite mounds. Yes, termite mounds. So those termite mounds do get pretty large. Some of those termite mounds have been recorded as tall as 30 feet. That would be a lot of termites. That would give you guys a lot of souvenirs to take home. No, you don't want to? They would love to see your house. No, okay. Then we have some of those wild researchers over here on the right. Jumbo.
Jumbo.
We have some of the white bearded wildebeest migrating over to our right. Those white bearded wildebeest are one of the largest migrating herds. They do migrate every single year. And what's pretty cool is they do migrate up to about 1,000 miles. So they are well traveled. Hey, look, he actually has a white beard. That's pretty cool. A lot of the other ones are black. We do have some giraffes over here on the right. The giraffes that are here on the reserve, they are Maasai giraffes. They do come from the Maasai National Reserve in Africa. What's pretty cool, we do have 3 baby giraffes on the reserve. The baby giraffes are under the age of 9 months, so they are still pretty young. Within the first hour of a baby giraffe being born, those baby giraffes are able to stand and walk. So no pressure if we have any babies on board. We do have 2 of the baby giraffes that are going to be right over here on the right. And I think the other third one is going to be down the road on the right. 2 on the left, 1 on the right. Right next to the springbok. So those giraffes do eat a lot. Giraffes do eat every day for about 16 hours. Eating for 16 hours would be great. I would love that. But surprisingly, giraffes only sleep for 30 minutes a day. So eating for 16 hours, I definitely could do. But sleeping for 30 minutes, no. And surprisingly, the giraffes don't lay down to sleep. Most of the time, they are either standing or sitting, and they don't sleep for the whole 30 minutes at once. It's only going to be about a 2-3 minute nap here and there. Surprised they're not cranky like the crocodiles. A group of giraffes is called a tower. So that was a tower of giraffes. Looks like the male elephant is hiding from us. Might be able to see him right up here on the right. There he is. So elephants on average grow up to be about 12,000 pounds. So he's not there yet. Pretty close though. Elephants do a couple things to stay cool, as you can see. They do flap their ears. He's not trying to fly away. He's just trying to stay cool. So elephants flap their ears, which circulates the blood through their ears a lot faster. And it can cool an elephant down that size by 15 degrees. They'll also throw mud and dirt on their backs. That acts like a natural sunscreen and an insect repellent. Elephant skin is very thick. It's about 1.5 inches thick. But it's very sensitive. They can get sunburned just like we do. So elephants are very social, except for the males. The males like to hang out by themselves or with other males. So that was the male all by himself. The rest of the herd does love hanging out down here by the red clay pits in the watering hole. It looks like they might have migrated over towards the watering hole. Yep, they're right over there. So we'll be able to see them in a minute. There are a lot of great programs out there for these African elephants. Disney researchers here have found out that elephants are scared of bees. So a little teeny tiny bee, an elephant that's 12,000 pounds, will turn around and run away from it. Look, he's doing the two-step. So they have partnered with organizations and groups over in Kenya, Africa, to build beehive fences around the farmers' crops. So that's keeping those elephants out from stealing crops from the farmers, and it's giving the farmers another source of income. They're able to sell the honey and make a profit, so it is a win-win for those farmers. Oh, we do have a special treat. Right over on the right is the baby elephant. That baby elephant is pretty small. Can you guess how much she weighs? No, she weighs almost 1,000 already. She's only about 8 months old, but she still has a lot more to grow. Only about 1,000 pounds. She will be close to 12,000 when she's fully grown. So when she was born, she was right around between 300 and 500 pounds. Looks like some of them are going to come down here to the watering hole. So an elephant can hold about 5 gallons of water at a time in their trunks. Please remain seated, guys. They do use their trunks for everything. They do breathe out of their trunks. They do use it to drink water. They do use it as a hand to eat. So that trunk is very important. Over here on the left are the greater flamingos. And if you look in the middle, all the little teeny tiny gray ones, those are the newly hatched greater flamingos. So those greater flamingos, they do lay 1 egg at a time, and they do incubate those eggs for about 28 to 30 days. And when they hatch gray. So they do stay gray for about a year. They don't start getting the pinkish tint until about a year after they're hatched. So see how all the flamingos are sitting on one leg? trying to sleep. Do you know why they sleep on one leg? Because if they slept on no legs, they fall in the water. Yeah. I'm sorry, I used to work at the Jungle Cruise. I'll stop. So a group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. So that was a flamboyance group of flamingos. Right over here on the left are some of the water bucks. The rhinos are going to be mad at you guys. That's their food. Okay. At least I warned you. So we are in rhino country. The white rhinos here are a lot larger than those black rhinos that we saw. That black rhino that we saw earlier was only about 3,000 pounds. The white rhinos are about 4,000 to 5,000. So a little bit bigger. They are free roaming. The white rhinos aren't near extinction like those black rhinos are. So there are about 20,000 white rhinos in the world. Yep, one of the ostriches. He's over here teasing the cheetahs. The cheetahs are up on the hill. Cheetahs are very hard to spot sometimes. There is one all the way up on top of the hill. They're very hard to see. They do blend in very well. The tree right there where it Y's off, like a Y, right up to the right of that. There's actually two of them laying down. Stop teasing the cheetahs.
I see them laying down in there. They're light skinned.
So the ostriches like to play games with the cheetahs. They like to play games with the rhinos. They love playing games with us. Sometimes those ostriches will run in circles around our trucks. Then we can't go nowhere. We just have to sit here and let them circle. Ostriches are pretty fast. They do run about 40 miles an hour. The Kopi Rocks over here on the left are a great spot for the lions to hang out. They do use the Kopi Rocks for great advantage points to look across. And right between the tall Kopi Rocks right there on the left is a female lion.
Right up in there.
Ooh. Pretty. Yeah, girl.
Lions are just like your teenagers. They do sleep for the majority of their day. They sleep for about 20 hours every day. They are nighttime hunters, so they do eat at night. They are a lot more active when the sun goes down. Looks like there's another female laying down up on the Kopi Rocks. And the male is all the way in the side. A couple of those white rhinos on the right. We should be able to see them again in a second. So when those lions do get hungry, it's not the males that go out and hunt. It's going to be the females. The males like to stay back and guard their territory and their cubs. And do you guys know what a group of lions is called? Any kids? The kids should know. Who watches the Disney Channel? No one knows what a group of lions is called? A pride. Why didn't you say that? You knew it. A group of lions is a pride. Right over here on the left is one of my favorite guys. It's the warthogs.
Oh, look at him. Warthog. Oh, piggy.
There's another one down here in the hole. That's the larger one.
Which one? Oh my God.
Warthogs are the largest burrowing mammals in Africa. And surprisingly, they are pretty fast. They can run about 35 miles an hour. Couple of the white rhinos, a little closer view. Those are the white rhinos. Like I said, those are larger than the black rhinos. And then right over here on the right, we're going to be passing the Bonteboks. Those Bonteboks both are the male and female. They both have the horns. This one that we're passing is the male. The one up there, a little closer to the water, is the female. You can tell that because she has a little belly on her. So does anyone here know what a group of rhinos is called? No? No one? It's a pretty cool name. It's called a crash. So we got to see a crash of rhinos. So the group names are pretty interesting. I've been trying to learn all the group names. So do you guys remember what the hippo was called? A bloat of hippos, a tower of giraffes, a troop of monkeys. Right over here on the right, you have a couple different animals. You have the yellow-billed storks. Those are the smaller birds. And then the scimitar horn oryx. Those scimitar horn oryx are pretty cool. They do go 9 months without drinking water. They get all the water they need just from the food they eat. Their body temperature is a lot higher than normal animals. And they don't even start sweating until their body reaches 115 degrees. So if that was us, we would never sweat. That would be awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is our journey through the Harambe Wildlife Reserve this morning. I do hope you saw some of your favorite animals and learned something new today about those animals.